have come here to be Spirit incarnate. I have come here to be Spirit incarnate. Spirit lives in me, through me and as me. Spirit lives in me, through me and as me. I have come here to be Spirit incarnate. I have come here to be Spirit incarnate. Spirit lives in me, through me and as me. Spirit lives in me, through me and as me. I am peace. I am joy. I am love. I am harmony. I am beauty. I am abundance. I have come here to be Spirit incarnate. I have come here to be Spirit incarnate. Spirit lives in me, through me and as me. Spirit lives in me, through me and as me.
Wow. That's awesome. Absolutely amazing. Good morning, good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. No. This is Center for Spiritual Living Kauai, and my name is Charles. I'm a member of the Board of Trustees, and I'm here for your morning announcements. Please fill up your cups. Please fill up your coffee, tea, or water now so we can not break the sacred space and atmosphere we are creating, especially with that wonderful song. That was awesome. I am all the way chilled out now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please turn off your cell phones. Please turn off your cells. Okay, all you fathers out there, turn them off now because you know you're going to be getting those phone calls. All right, from your children that are going to want to say Happy Father's Day. Turn them off. So there's a men's and women's gathering right after service today. The women are going to stay here in the comfort of CSL Kauai, and the guys are going to take a hike across the street to look at the beautiful scenery while we sit on the ground. No, don't feel sorry for us. It's okay. We enjoy it. We have these wonderful leaders to tell you about some of the events that they're in charge of, and we are so excited about. So without further ado, I bring to you the wonderful Rev Rita.
Aloha, everyone. I just want to invite you to come to our Healing Circle on Thursday night. And what we're going to do we try to change it up every month. This month, we're going to do a meditation by Dr. Joe Dispenza since the month's about deciding, we're going to do a meditation about deciding what you're going to believe. It's actually a decision. So our practitioners will be there to affirm for us in prayer, and we'll do that meditation. So I trust that you'll find it in your heart to treat yourself and come and realize that you can decide to believe whatever you want. Yes, and so it is. Oh, see that? All right, and here's Reverend Diane.
Good morning. Next Saturday is the Pride Parade in Lahui. And we are participating. I hope you will all join us. Help us carry the banner of Center for Spiritual Living, honoring a world that works for everyone. So we want that to get out into the community, that people know that this is a wonderful place for them and that we support and honor all people of all walks. We're going to be meeting at 8:30 next Saturday at Vedina Stadium. I had previously told you to meet at the Civic Center. It turns out we're ending at the Civic Center, so don't go there at 8:30, okay? Everyone who's in your jammies at home, notice, next Saturday, 8:30 at Vedina Stadium. So you take Kapuli Highway, which is right, you go by the airport, you turn right on Halau Street, and then right on Ho'olako, and that takes you right into the entrance to the stadium, and we will be on that southwest corner. So look for us in purple, look for us in aloha shirts, look for our banner, okay? And please join us and support this amazing event. Thank you. And then Doreen,
Yes, I have an
please come
announcement.
up and make an announcement for us.
Doug is not here today, my sweetheart, my partner. He's in Oahu, and we would be making this announcement together. However, I'm going to be making it for us for the next Sunday that we are going to be doing together the Sacred Circle dances right here in this space. This area right here will be where we will be dancing. So there's no dance experience necessary or needed. It's very simple. They are in circles going this way, in, out. Sometimes we might just spin and turn and play. So it's for many abilities or not very much abilities. So just know that anybody is welcome and everyone. And similar to what you just heard, the song we just sang, it'd be like those kinds of songs. Very simple, very repetitive, and we do it in this sacred way. It may be in English, it may be in Hebrew, it may be in another language. It's always a way to connect with each other. And my focus this next Sunday is celebrating the light within and the light all around, and within each other. And so that is how we are deepening that practice in the spiritual way together with dance. So please join me and Doug. Love offering, and it's 6:30 to 8:30 right here. Thank you.
Awesome. Can't wait till next Sunday so I can do me a little sacred hokey pokey. Right foot in, right foot out.
You just gave me an idea.
The divine within me will turn myself about. Ladies and gentlemen, the guy for spiritual living, the spiritual living, the CS. The Science of Mind magazine is out. Get the new Science of Mind magazine, ladies and gentlemen. It's only $5. It's right there in the back with the wonderful Roseanne Jones. Also, mark your calendars. Oh my goodness, mark your calendars. We are going to be celebrating the year of recommitment. CSL Kauai's six-year anniversary celebration at Litgate Pavilion is on Sunday, July 7th. At our regular meeting time at 9 a.m., we have a special treat this year, though, the silent auction that is hosted by our fundraising committee. If you come early, that means that you can also bid early as well. So you guys that are real technicians when it comes to that, you can like mark a little bit higher and a little bit higher. I try to go $1 higher every single time. Like, oh yeah, it's one-on-one. It is a potluck, and we do need volunteers. We need plenty of volunteers. Many hands make for light work, and we need it for the setup and breakdown. The sign-up sheets are at the sign-up table at the back. Also, we still need people for the hospitality, for help with Ron and I. If you come at 8 o'clock in the morning, all you have to do is just help set up water and tea and coffee, and we would love to show you that. It's so easy that Moen could do it with his eyes closed. Okay, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, our amazing spiritual directors with so much love, I give you Rev Rita and Rev Patrick.
Thank you. All right. I can already tell.
Oh, you're a charmer, Charles.
I can already tell we need a bigger space because it's really crowded up here. Anyway, but it's good because we want all this stuff up here, right? All the wonderful things that we're doing with the music. All right, so first, before we do anything else, we have a birthday in the house. We do. And
We have a couple of them, actually.
we have a couple that are today.
Oh, today.
Yeah. we want to especially honor Reverend Diane because it's her actual birthday today. So stand up. You ready? You.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Reverend Diane. Happy birthday to you.
All right, yeah. There's lots of other June birthdays, and we'll celebrate them next week, I guess, whenever that is.
And just in case I don't forget, the Power of Decision, which is happening on Wednesday, the class is actually closed, but the good news is the books came in. So, and they have your name on it. So this is my suggestion to you. If you are not in the class, please treat yourself to this book. It is changing lives on Wednesday nights, and it has changed my life. It's a very powerful, if you want a book that's going to tell you and just kind of circle it with a bunch of angel dust and everything, and that's not going to be this book. So he's straightforward and about let's take it to some action, and let's take this beautiful thing that we are, which is God, and really move it forward. So just a little plug on this book. I get nothing from it except satisfaction. So there you go. So this is our time, you beautiful people. I do.
Are you going to stay over there?
Welcome to CSL Kauai, if you haven't been here before, where we are a participatory center. And so we appreciate all the satisfaction. But now what we're going to do is take some time to just be in peace, from peace, as we light our peace candle. And this is our time to just take a moment. It all starts right where we are. That is where peace exists, and it moves from this place forward. Take a moment.
And now I'd like to invite Doreen to lead us in our time of contemplation.
So let us consider these words by Ramana Maharshi. When your real, effortless, joyful, grateful nature is realized, it will not be inconsistent with the ordinary activities of life. When your real, effortless, joyful, grateful nature is realized, it will not be inconsistent with the ordinary activities of life. Let us take that into our time of contemplation and stillness. deepening into your centered space. Allow me now to offer this affirmative prayer. There is one power, one presence, one life. And that life is expressed and experiencing itself in all of creation. Things seen, unseen, known, unknown. This thing itself, this essence, this power, is moving and having its life through me, and having its life through all present here. It is that one power and presence that is the absolute encompassing qualities of divine. It is that very peace and love and harmony and perfection that is in all of our relationships. It is in our creative expressions, our livelihood, expressing itself as health and well-being and vitality, in our prosperity. It is moving through all of those, that is, the things that we do in this life. It is that power and that presence that we access and we realize as soon as we turn within and know that the real and effortless and joyful nature is ours. And so any ordinary activity is truly extraordinary, because it is divine expressing itself. And so knowing this for myself and for everyone here, I simply release and rest in this knowing and such gratitude for the good that is my life and the life of everyone here. As we experience it, that beautiful life that we have chosen as that expressed divinity within, we know that it does the good in the world, in our relationships and with all that we encounter, and imagining it to ripple out into the world doing its good. And so it is with that deep gratitude of knowing this as our truth, it has been released, it is as law, and in such gratitude for the unfolding good that is mine and ours, we affirm this together as we say, and so it is.
It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up.
Thank you, Doreen.
And I mean that in many ways.
Oh. Let's just wiggle our fingers and toes and take a deep breath. We are here. Thank you so much. That was so beautiful. Thank you. So welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Kauai, where we practice the beautiful philosophy called the science of mind and spirit, which is just a synthesis of so many teachings, from Hinduism to Buddhism to Sufism to all teachings just brought together from the great philosophers Emerson and Troward. And there's so many minds that Ernest Holmes delved into before he put the book, The Science of Mind and Spirit, together. And the whole thing that he wanted to relay to all of us was that we were the power and presence of spirit, the power and presence of source, and that our minds were our use of that, how we use our minds, how we use our consciousness, and how we create our lives and our reality from that place. And it's all about how we see the world, how we see our experiences, and what we choose. We're a choice. That's why this month is about the power to decide for ourselves what, because we are always at choice. So we welcome you to Center for Spiritual Living Kauai, and know that today, Father's Day, happy Father's Day to everyone, really.
Absolutely.
There's a father in everyone's life somewhere, but the one that's within is the one that we can always count on. So welcome. Yes.
And who is here for the very first time? Oh, he's back. I mean, for the first time. There we go. We have this. I know there's another wonderful. Oh, there she is. And yes, I was going to save her for the children, but since, it's cool. Let's go ahead and have someone here for the first time, and we'll take this time to introduce. I'm going to say the name right, I hope. Amaris, or yes? Amaris. So, I wanted to say it with a brilliant accent. Amaris. There we go. She is, but Malia's sister is here, and she is here for the first time. So just stand for a moment if you can. Oh, maybe not. But, yes, my vision is perfect, and let's celebrate her because she is magnificent as well. So, where was I? So, here for the very first time, and there you go. Well, we know something about you, just like we knew it about Amaris. Yes, we do. I bet. Look at her. Hey! Come back! No. Trust me, you'll thank us. So we know it about you, we know it about Amaris, we know it about William, who's always here for the very first time, and we know it about all of you. So shall we let them know what we know about them? Yes. You are magnificent. Yes. She is so relieved. It's exciting. She goes, whoo, that. I could have told you that. So I'll tell you, I'll let you in on a little secret. The reason that we know that about you is not because your friend told us or anything, but we know that about you because just like peace, we know it about ourselves. And when you know about that about yourself first, you see that in every single person, every single thing that you come in contact with. So shall we say it together now that we're all introduced? I am magnificent. Now, right back there, there's Charles again. He's just everywhere. There's Charles, and there's Rob, and there's Jonathan. Well, they're back there with a camera. And so what happens with that is, and it moves around, it's like it's very exciting. So here's the real deal. If you thought you were going to come here and nobody will know I'm here. Wrong. So we have a camera going on here, and that helps people that cannot be here to be with us in this wonderful, wonderful spirit. So I have something new, a spiritual chant I'd like to do for the people that are watching us. Thanks. It's just something new because I want to actually let people know because I know they're watching today. Romper, stomper, bomper, boo. Tell me, do. Magic camera, tell me today. Are all our friends ready to play? I see Carrie and Michael, who will be here in August. Oh my gosh, and I see Angela's mom, Sandy. Sandy, who's trying to make her way here. You cannot hide. I see you, Sandy, because it's the magic mirror. And then who else do we have? We have, Otto and Deb Bear are watching today. Betsy Edelman, and our good friend, Analia, who's now recovering beautifully, easily, effortlessly. And a whole bunch of other people that I cannot mention today, but I will. Are you ready to let them know who they are? And you are magnificent! Woo! Little bumper room. Now look to your left, to your right. I don't care where you look. Let somebody know physically who you are magnificent. You, and oh my God. Oh, your friend is magnificent.
You're all magnificent. Magnificent. You are magnificent, beautiful lady, beautiful goddess.
Wow, that's it. Let them know. Sounds like a spiritual bar in here. It's great. Now let's get up on our wonderful, magnificent feet and let's have our opening song.
Yeah.
Woo.
And Doug is with us.
Yes.
Even when he's
I am ready. I am ready. I am ready to create. I am ready. I am ready. I am ready to create. I am open. Where'd it go? I am open. I am open to receive. I am open. I am open. I am open to receive. 'Cause something amazing is changing in me. And something sacred is awakening in me. 'Cause something amazing is changing in me. And something sacred is awakening in me.
So I take a moment right here and right now to center within, to center in that sacred spot, that sacred place where the divine resides within me and where I know it resides within all of creation. I am ready. I am ready to receive divine inspiration. I am ready to receive this beautiful service that is unfolding already in all its perfection. I am ready to be touched by the Spirit and to know that each and every person here is touched by the Spirit, because that's what we are. We are the Spirit, the life force, the energy, the source. And I know that we are represented here today as that. And we bring that highest part of ourselves here and awaken even more of it as we meet together, as we sing, as we talk, as we pray, as we greet, as we eat, all of it. It's all good, and I celebrate that. I celebrate that. I celebrate that. As I take this word I have spoken, I release it with gratitude as law, as we affirm together, and so it is.
All right, let's take it home. Let's hear you do that. Take it home. That was so beautiful. I am ready. I am ready. I am ready to create. I am ready. I am ready. I am ready to create. I am open. I am open. I am open to receive. I am open. I am open. I am open to receive. 'Cause something amazing is changing in me. And something sacred is awakened in me. 'Cause something amazing is changing in me. 'Cause something sacred is awakened in me.
Oh, wow. I just want to thank Doug and Doreen for just like going the extra mile all the time to make sure we have really amazing music. And even when Doug's not here, can you imagine the amount of hours they put in just to get that together so that we could still keep singing? Yeah, thank you. Yay, let's give them some light. Yay. And Luis, who always keeps the beat, that's who he is, the beat man. Oh, so this is it's a perfect day. And it's Father's Day. Yeah. It's always something to think about when somebody standing in my position has to talk to an audience or a group of people, spiritual beings, about Father's Day, because so many people come to the table of Father's Day with different ideas and different feelings and different journeys. And they're all journeys. They're all experiences. And some of us have experienced wonderful childhoods. We've experienced amazing, relationships, not just with maybe a physical father, but with a nurturing person that represents that in our lives. Some of us had amazing. Some of us have not even known our fathers. There are people very close to me in my life that have never knew their fathers and have that, side of themselves that's like, oh my God, they're reaching out for something that they don't feel is there. and they're working that out. And some people had horrendous childhoods that, that they don't even want to think about. So that's what we all bring to the table from perfection. But the truth is, and that's what I want to talk about today, is that it's all perfection. That's what I know. Yesterday, my sister was doing some inner work, and my father was there with her and explained something to her, which I thought was very interesting. My father passed away in 1999. And what we're learning, we all know this, that we can communicate with our past loved ones. So even when something seems unfinished, it never has to be unfinished, because there's always that opening in our own hearts. And my dad let her know that, he messed up or seemed to mess up. But what he's finding out now where he is that all of that really was for her to be stronger. And so he said, I want you to be stronger. And he said, I'm doing a lot of work over here on myself, but I want you to know that you can be stronger. And I'm here to support that now. And I think that what we're going to find out is that, if we haven't already found it out, and many of us have, is that this connection to the other world, what we call the other world, is right here, right? I don't know. You can decide that for yourself. So in the Science of Mind and Spirit, in the textbook somewhere around page 420 or so, Ernest Holmes writes about the parable of the prodigal son from the Bible. And it is a parable, or at least we believe that Jesus taught in parables. And he taught in parables so people would understand a spiritual principle, that it was never meant to be taken literally. It was meant to be taken in a parable sense. And so, it's kind of like a movie. Everybody goes to the same movie and we all get something different out of it, right? And so he talked about if you're not familiar with the story because don't like Bible or whatever, and we don't really study the Bible here. We use it on occasion. But for the powerful metaphorical messages, metaphysical messages. So in the prodigal son, we know that this father had two sons, right? And one of them took all the money, said, I want all my stuff now, and went out into the world and squandered it, and then decided when he was starving to death that he would come back and beg his dad to take him back as a servant. But what happened instead is father didn't even ask him any questions. He just welcomed him back and just kissed him, and they had a big party. So what the metaphysical meaning is, or at least you could take it any way you want, but I think this makes a lot of sense, is that sometimes we go out away from spirit or away from that source within us, and we go out and we try to make it on our own, and we do things maybe that didn't serve us the highest or whatever, and then we feel bad, and sometimes we don't know what to do. And what the message says is that part within us, that Father, Mother, God, whatever you want to call it, spirit, source, is always there. It's not asking any questions. It's just there. And when we recognize it, it doesn't matter what we've done ever. Nothing matters to it but love. And so it only lives in the present moment, and it's not going to ask you, why did you do that, and why did you do that? That's all about us. I mean, if my dad's working anything out on the other side, it's about him. It's not about, God doing something to him. There is no outside God in our faith. There is only the inner recognition of spirit, of life force, of that divine authority within us. So it represents choice. Like there were two sons. One guy stayed at home and the other one went. I'm not going to get really much into the second son, but it represents choice. We get to choose at all times whether we want to go off on our own and do whatever we want to do, or we get to choose to stay home and to do whatever that is that's for our betterment and good. And it's not about sin. It's not about, we don't believe in sin. We believe in experiences, and every single solitary experience is bringing us back to ourselves. That's all it's ever doing, because the power that we're using is a power for good. And so there could not be a bad experience in that it's always bringing us back around. And I know when I look at my own life and some of the things that happened to me and that I chose to do, I understand that they always brought me back around. Eventually. It's just a matter that sometimes those experiences were a little tough, But it's like my dad said to my sister, it was just to make you stronger. So I believe that because it works for me. And I know that everything that happens to me happens for me. Nothing ever happens against me. It happens for me. And so, because it can only come through my own consciousness. And when I take responsibility for the things that happen because of my choices or where I find myself, or I know there's no accidents, and that it's always, 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 always been for me to grow, for me to experience life at a higher level, for me to spiritually evolve. So there's a part in the story that they talk about the Great Awakening was when he realized that he was falling apart and he needed to go home. He needed to go home now. And so I believe that, and like I said, this is all my belief, but I'm sharing my belief with you. I believe that this time, and I say it a lot on Sundays, that this time period that we're in, that we chose to show up for, as difficult as it seems sometimes, is our Great Awakening. We're being challenged to wake up. We're being challenged to think outside of the box. We're being challenged to get out of the material world, and that doesn't mean not have beautiful things, because beautiful things are great, but to not base our life on conditions and time and space, but to wake up and to realize there's so much more that's happening than what we can see. So I love that I chose to show up at this time, and I'm excited about what's happening, and I'm excited to be part of it, and I'm excited to get this opportunity to experience it all, and to know that I can stay solid, even when I have to sometimes just take an extra deep breath to center myself, and I do plenty of times. I center myself, and it's always there. That's the whole thing. When the Ernest Holmes wrote that the parable of the prodigal son represents the reciprocal action between the universal and the individual mind, that the Spirit is ready to turn to us whenever we turn to it. So there is no time limit on that. There is no time frame to it. There is no, you did this, and therefore you can't turn back. It's not about that. It's all about experience and growth and knowing that it's always there. And I know for myself, when I think I don't know the answer to something, or I don't think I know what to do, and that's what we're talking about in our class, The Power of Decision, and in the book, he talks a lot about it, that I can turn within and I get a clear answer. I don't always maybe not want to listen to the answer, and I might play the game that I don't know, or I might not be ready. I might not be ready to make the action that I know that decision's going to take, but it's there. And so to me, that's what the turning within does. So the Great Awakening. One of the things that stands in our way sometimes, I know for myself, is the idea that I talked about just a few minutes ago about that we did something and that we can't repent of that or something, because we were brought up, a lot of us, in religions and philosophies that told us that we could never, we could never make that up, that's always going to be there as some little stain on us. But that is not the truth. That's what I love about this philosophy, is because it makes me responsible for everything, but it also lets me know that no matter what, I am not a bad person. I might have done something that wasn't the greatest choice, but I'm not a bad person. I'm a spiritual being that's evolving and growing, and everything I did it with the information I had at the time, and therefore now I have more information and I can start right here and right now. So I have to come to the present moment unconditioned by the past if I want Spirit to turn to me and for my life to move forward. I can't be conditioned by my past. This can be, it doesn't have to be, but it can be a difficult thing for people to not be conditioned by their past and to not let it go. but we have to. I mean, no, we don't have to. We're a choice. We could continue, but I don't know about you, but I'm pretty miserable when I don't let go of my past. I don't have a good day. I end up, spiritually and emotionally hijacked when I'm dwelling in the past. And every day, when things come up, I'm amazed, like lately, like how things continue to come up, and I have to let them go. I mean, I don't think it ever ends, guys. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know what the next stage is, but I know that right now in the path of spiritual evolution, that there's always something that ends up coming up. And then I have to look at it again, and I have to say, okay, what did that mean? Can I forgive myself for that? Can I forgive the other person? Can I know that that thing, whatever it was for my good? And with that, I'm going to invite Doreen up. We've practiced a song together, and we're going to sing it for you. And I want you to bring into your mind any part of your life that maybe needs forgiving, any person, anything that you might want to just let go of, and let this song take you there, because it is a beautiful song by Stephen Schwartz that comes from the musical Wicked. But we're not going to go into that. That's another talk. I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as she passes the sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
Never meet again in this lifetime, so let me say before we part, so much of me is made from what I've learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way this story ends, I know that you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind off the sea, like a seed dropped by a skybird in a distant wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? Because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed for good. And just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for the things I've done you blamed me for. But then I guess we know there's blame to share, and none of it seems to matter anymore. Like a comet pulled from orbit as
She passes the
by the
sun
wind from the sea.
like a stream that meets a
Siege
boulder
of my burden
through the
Lord. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better.
And because I knew you,
Because I knew you. Because I knew you. I have been changed for good.
oh, okay. So there's nothing else to say after that, right? So, but I know Reverend Patrick will have something wonderful to say.
And the Tony Award goes to. What do you say after that? Wow.
You are magnificent.
Thank you. Wow. I'm just taking it in. The atmosphere is all here, so you don't want to disturb the forces, as it were. Yeah, I agree with Rita that Father's Day, Mother's Day, it's always quite a little challenge when you want to talk about it. And we always have that thing. We want to take care of all of you, by the way. Mom and Dad want to make sure that you're all okay. And we also realize that that's not always possible, but we always know you are okay. So for those of you who know me, I've said many times, I like Facebook because it connects me to people I haven't been connected with in a long time. And I also know that it helps get the word out about this center. And so I really appreciate it. And as I was going through this morning, I saw all the tributes to your dads, not your dads necessarily, but to dads, and pictures and army pictures and all of that stuff. And I just kind of bathed in it and just thought, how wonderful. How wonderful that you have a tribute to your father. And there used to be, when I read that, and saw those pictures, I was a little jealous. Many, many years ago, before I became enlightened. I just want to see if you were awake. But I realized that I thought to myself, that is so wonderful, because without all the storytelling, because I know underneath stories are only feelings, so they're lovely, but they just kind of mask sometimes the actual feelings that are going on behind the stories. And my dad, I was thinking about this, how I dreaded every year at Father's Day going to pick out the card. Have you guys ever had the card pick out? It doesn't have to be a dad. It could be your mom. It could be the person next door. And you have to give them a card. And you're like, oh, no. You are the best, you're the victory of my soul. And you're like, oh, no, what will I do? I just want one that says Happy Father's Day. So I started making my own. And then, but I remember telling my mom that. I said, Mom, it's so hard because I don't feel this. It's like in the chorus line, and I went to the bottom of my soul to see what an ice cream felt. And I felt nothing. And that's okay. Do not condemn me. No, but I thought that, and I thought to my dad, and I didn't have any stuff around it today. It was beautiful. There was no charge. There was just, hey, you did the best you could. Thank you. Thank you. That's the only word I had was thank you. And any other story will be just a story. And I was thinking on Mother's Day that if you'll remember, if you were here, I was talking about expectations that's put on women and mothers and wives, and you have to do all of this stuff and do all this stuff, and you have lists to go by, and you got to look smoking hot while you're doing it. And I thought, how unfair, right? But then I thought, well, let's give Dad a break. And I was thinking of all the names, the deadbeat fathers, the fathers that didn't come, the absentee fathers. And I was thinking, my father was very present and very absent at the very same time. And that's okay, because it was for good. It was for good. The man you see standing in front of you, the spiritual being that's standing here, no matter what happened, I learned from him, and I learned the most valuable lesson. This is what I said, thank you today. Thank you for showing me what not to do. Who dared? And I was that little boy. I promised myself I wouldn't talk about it, but hey, I was that little boy who could calm the seas of violence, rages that he had, because he had demons that were chasing him constantly. And he was dodging them like a bumper car, avenue of all these things going around him. But I had the ability, because it's what I came here for, and I still have it. I still have it even more today. That ability to look at him and see the light. A 7-year-old boy could see the light, and it was so thin. And I think it was my looking at him from love that allowed him not to be even more violent than he was while he was fighting his demons. Was it fair? I don't know. Does it matter? No, not now. But what does matter is, what am I doing with my child? What did you think? I was going to bypass the Father's Day without talking about the child within you all? Did you think you were going to skate by on Father's Day? No, because this is, oh no, now we're ready. Now we're ready, because this is what I know. I was up at the waterfalls. Which waterfall was that? We took the Waialua, and we were with our family, and I've been, I'm kind of an inner child self-love freak, and I'm there to say, yeah, it's me. And I had the opportunity, the honor to work with a group of gentlemen that are really working life out. And I was able to bring the inner child workshop to them, which is really the inner you, which is really the pure place in you that's never been touched by anything. I repeat that, has never been touched by anything. And I do not care what is on the physical. It has never been touched by anything. And to me, if I ever were to believe in a Savior, that is the Savior. The light within us, the child within us, that needs us to make sure that we do not become absentee parents. Yeah. We cannot. We cannot be absentee parents to that part of ourselves that is our ticket to come home. And it is very real, and it is very alive. And so I met this gentleman who I worked with, and I gave him a hug, and he said to Rita and our family, he said, you know this man, he came and told us about reparenting. Every day I wake up, and it's another day to reparent myself, to reparent the child that I used to call damaged. But now I call him that I am his father, I am his parent, I am his light. Sometimes I feel like it is, how many parents in the room, how many children of parents in the room? I break it up, you guys, just so you'll know, I break it up. You know what I mean? Yeah. But here's what I feel like. I love this idea of parenting yourself, and you go, oh, you should see me. I blow bubbles like nobody ever blows bubble. I'm so in touch with my inner child. And that's beautiful, because that's the playful side of ourselves. But let's not cover it up, the playground of it, with just that part of ourselves. And sometimes, I don't know about any of you, but there's an inner part of me that I didn't even know was there that got me into a lot of trouble. And it's called that part of us that is still needing attention. And if it doesn't get it, it will wreak havoc. And it'll come in many, many ways. It, to me, is like giving. You know what? Phones don't even affect me anymore. Here's the deal. It is like giving a child that is 6 years old the keys to your car and you asking them to drive you home. It's like giving a child the car keys and asking them to drive you home. So those of you who are puzzled by that comment, what that means to me is this: there's a part of me that needs me, not to cater to it at every, make up for all of the past that you're hurt with. It's to say, listen, I love you. And we're going to try and we're going to make some mistakes, but we're going to do this right this time. I'm with you. There's no more absentee parent. I am here with you. We're going to do this together, and that's the self-talk. But if you just say and cater to the child, we all know what happens to that. Catering is not loving. This is my world, and I'm not talking about parenting. For all of you that go, I don't think you have any kids, do you? You don't understand. You are oh so wrong. Because I am really working with the child, and I believe, to be quite honest with you, why I never had children of my own, because I have to do this work with my inner child and allow us all at least the opportunity to see that part of ourselves that needs that love and needs that acceptance and needs the strong mother and the strong father image. I love the prodigal son, because it says, and this is just beautiful from the text, not from the Bible, by the way, just because. When one separates himself from the divine fire, he becomes an isolated spark. We are strong only when we are united with life. As soon as our consciousness is detached from spiritual wholeness, we can no longer draw from the inexhaustible reservoir of eternal existence. So we become what? Exhausted. There is nothing to fall back on. And that famous line for this was, my son, daughter was dead and is alive again. He, she was lost and now is found. And then they partied. I'm not sure which Bible that one is, but they partied. It's called joy. This is all I'm learning, and I'm telling you, this is all you'll ever have to know. I'm sorry, the song was beautiful, but this is the final frontier for you. I wish, and it could be. But this is the isolated spark until we become connected with that divine light within us that I call the inner me, the inner child, until I take it in my arms and allow it to be integrated. There will always be a separation. The only time my life, how do I say this in spiritual terms? The only time my life sucks is when I have separated myself from source, from nature, from my child, from that beautiful. So all I know is my parents are gone. Maybe. I know. My mother hated it when I spoke in public about anything. But that's what makes me, me, and her. Wow, there's a song. But this is what I know about that. I know that this is the opportunity that I have to parent me, to love me. And not just this, to love me. The very deep, deep part of me that has been hidden away at times. Someone said, I said, do you listen to your intuition? She said, I haven't seen or heard of her in years. And that's what this inner child is asking to come up and to be known and to integrate into love and not to be catered to. It just wants to be loved. It doesn't care about the stories. It doesn't care anymore. It's been reliving them to the point of a living hell. Now it is time. The time has come to awaken and to say, listen, you beautiful, beautiful, individualized energy called Patrick that was created from that very divine spark. You have a loving parent. I love you. I love you. You're safe. We're in this together. I got your back. Do you know how great a feeling it is to know that someone has your back? And here's the thing, today's thing is coming home. And just because I want to put a plug in for myself, I ran my first 11 miles on my thing to... But why I say it has nothing to do with me. It has to do with the fact, and it ties so beautifully in with this talk about coming home, deciding to come home. I ran to Lidgate Pavilion from here. I know, I just want to throw, it's kind of like, yeah. And I ran there, and this is what happened. You get there. Yes. Oh, man. I got to go back. I got to go back home. There is no Uber in the mind of God. No, I'm kidding. Oh my God, the participatory feeling I get in here. So that's my coming home. That's where we come home. And you know what? Thank you, kind of. Here's the deal. Thank you, actually. No one ever has to run a marathon to prove anything. No one has to run to Lidgate Park. No one has to sweat. No one has to do any of that. And sometimes I say with an obstacle, I'm going to move through that mountain. And sometimes it's easier just to go around it. And sometimes when life gets to that point, Spirit is everywhere. And you do just have to call Uber. And just get a ride. Because that's what Spirit's all about. So for me, running the marathon represents a lot of things for me, it represents that. So as I look up at the clock and know that I got 30 more minutes, then no, I'm kidding you. But I want to end with this one thing, because of this song about forgiving and forgetting. We've all heard that. And that's where I was going to end with Uber, but you know me. But these beautiful lyrics, there is a thing that says, from Rita's show actually, I can forgive, but I can't forget. This is why I believe, for the inner me, why forgetting is so important. I'm not talking about knocking it out. I'm talking about I cannot forgive if I keep remembering the story. And so I get what all of the psychologists say. Yes, you have to remember so that you don't get yourself in a mess like that again. That's all fear. What I know about forgetting is this. When I can dare to love enough to forgive and forget, not forget anything that's not going to help me. Trust me, when the situation comes up again, it'll be there for you. But what I do know is that I cannot forgive if I keep remembering what went on. And so today, what I invite us to do is to remember that part of us that is love personified, and we take that out into our world. Do you hear the sounds? Sounds of life? Let's just breathe together for a moment. And repeat with me if you choose. I am love. I am love. I have your back. I am with you. I am with you. I am safe. I am safe. I am. I am. I am. Namaste. Here we go.
So as Doreen comes back up, this is our time of giving. We thank you in advance for all the gifts that come to Center for Spiritual Living Kauai that go out to heal and prosper, not just Center for Spiritual Living Kauai, but the world, because we are a tithing center. And we were able to give money to a tithe to the Gay Pride movement this next week, so that was cool. So anyway, thank you. Thank you in advance. So let's just go into our song, because we do our affirmation later now. So.
There we go. Mahalo in advance.
Where is it? All that I
Be all that I've been and all that I'll ever be is a blessing so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all. Na 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 na. Na 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 na, grateful for it all. Na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, grateful for it all. So I lift up my hands now, and I open up my heart, and my gratitude goes out to everything near and far. All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been and all that I'll ever be is a blessing so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all. Na 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 na, na 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 na. Na 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 na, grateful for it all. Na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, grateful for it all.
Beautiful. How appropriate is that song? Grateful for it all. We can even take it beyond the song into everything. So let's turn to our program. There's or look up at the affirmation, and let's just repeat it together. I have given freely and joyously from the abundance and fullness of my overflowing wealth. I know that my gift goes with love as it touches and blesses Center for Spiritual Living Kauai, my life, and the world. And so it is.
Yes,
Hey,
yes. Oh.
Janice is here. I don't know if we've had children.
But I think we
But
should
we have
bring them up
children.
in
We're
our
gonna bring them all up.
introduction. We
Yeah.
were talking about her. Now,
Yeah. Janice, come up anyway, though. Look at this. Oh, this is perfect. We have Amaris, we have Malia, we have Grace, and we have Moen. So we can give, and we have Janice, who is our youth leader and director. So in case you haven't met her, she's amazing. All right, but we didn't have any children in the room today. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, okay, cool. All right, so let's give them their blessing. Are we ready? You are amazing. You are perfect. You are magnificent. And we love you. Yes, oh, they love it. Oh,
our newest addition.
our newest addition. Oh, what an angel. Oh, thank you. Thank you for bringing her.
Yes.
Yay. Okay, you want to take the practitioners?
Yeah, sure. So who do we have serving today as far as practitioners? I know we have Doreen, we have Reverend Diane, Roseanne, Rob. I would say Rob because he's got two B's, and we honor them. Just real quickly, if you're new here especially, but even if you're not, we have these wonderful practitioners. And unfortunately, we don't get a lot of airtime to really tell you what's happening up here. Even though there is an affirmative prayer going on, what is really happening is there's an infusion of spirit that is moving through and as us when we are practitioners for you and about you. So a couple of things, and I haven't had a chance, please utilize them, because there is such a gift in swimming in the quantum field and in bringing and infusing that energy on behalf of you. Now, this is not a session. And so a session would be about 50 minutes, and you make an appointment and you come. But what I want us to be aware of, that when we're with them, is that please just do us a favor. Come, I'll give you an example, just because that's the best way to do it. Let's say I'm having some financial issues that I'm done with. So then I walk up and I say, Roseanne, I am so done with this prosperity thing, this financial thing. And then Roseanne will go into an affirmative understanding prayer. Even though we just want to try to keep it so that people behind get an opportunity. So, and it's all done standing, because that's right forward. Once we sit down, as we all know, we get comfortable. And once we get comfortable, we're there for a while. So I just want, we're family here. I just want to get you, so really take advantage of them, but know that this is just a couple minutes of just, what? A booster shot. You go. That's what, booster shot, Uber, my God, I could write a book after today. But just really take advantage of them, because they're powerful, powerful, knowing this truth for you. So that's my thing. And then come up, and then there'll be people behind, and it'll flow like a river. Flow like a river. Got it?
Yes.
Got it.
Okay. That said, I think we're ready for a closing song.
Hey.
We are.
do it.
That means we can hop on our feet if we choose. Uh-oh.
This world that I live in reflects my desires. A world that works for everyone. A world where everyone thrives. I am love. I live my truth. I walk in faith. I stand for good. I am ready. I am able. I decide. It's a call from within, a place deep inside. I follow my heart and let my light shine. I am love. I live my truth. I walk in faith. I stand for good. I am ready. I am able. I decide.
So I decide right here and right now that we are swimming in a sea of gratitude. Can you feel it? I know you can. A sea of receptivity. So I am so grateful for everything that has transpired in this room, in this atmosphere today. I'm so grateful for Charles that just warms up this room beautifully in the morning. And I just say that I am so grateful for everyone. We're going to go through them. Maureen, Desiree, Angela, Rob Jones and Jonathan Lee, Ron Stover, and that wonderful team back there, making sure that we are ready for social time. And for all the beautiful flowers and Roseanne and Emma back there. And if you see what's happening. So we have Roseanne, we have Janice and George, we have the online contributors, we have the Romper Room people that are tuning in right here, right now. And I'm just saving kind of Doreen and Louise for last, because who can click and sing and put it on up there and do a practitioner session all in one Sunday? There we go, Doreen and Louise. And I am so grateful for this beautiful lady who is standing next to me, this beautiful Reverend Rita. And since she would say it, I will just thank myself, because I know that inner light is shining bright. And I am so grateful for each and every one of us, as together with such assurance we say, and so it is.
Yes, so let's take it home with power, with passion. caution. Let me hear you sing this part. We're going to repeat after you, okay? So not this one yet, not yet. Here we go.
And she
Power,
continues on.
passion, believe. Tell me who you are. Ready? Here we go. First me, then you. Peace, peace, love, joy, abundance, peace, love, joy, abundance. It is mine. It is mine. It is mine. It is mine. Okay, sing with me now. Let's take it home. I am ready. I am able. I decide. I decide. I am ready. I am able. I decide. I decide. I decide.